আসসালামু আলাইকুম সিরাজ ভাই। ভাই আপনি কি শুনতে পাচ্ছেন আমাদের?
হ্যাঁ, ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম। আমার কথা শোনা যাচ্ছে?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, জি ভাইয়া শোনা যাচ্ছে।
আচ্ছা,
আচ্ছা, তো ভাইয়া হচ্ছেন আমাদের আইইই স্টুডেন্ট ব্রাঞ্চ ইউনিভার্সিটি অফ ঢাকার ফর্মার চেয়ার। তো আমরা অনেকদিন ধরেই চাচ্ছিলাম যে এই আমাদের বেনিফিটস অফ আইইই মেম্বারশিপ নিয়ে একটা ইভেন্ট করতে, যেটা ভাইয়া হয়তো আমাদেরকে অনেকখানি হেল্প করতে পারবে। সো এই মোটিভ থেকে আজকে আমাদের ইভেন্টটা করা, যেহেতু অনেকখানি পার্টিসিপেন্ট চলে আসছে, আমরা হয়তো আস্তে আস্তে শুরু করতে পারি। একটু আগে তার আগে একটু কথা বলে নিই। আজকে পুরো সেশনটা কন্ডাক্ট করবে আমাদের জুনিয়ররা। তো জুনিয়রদের মধ্যে আমাদের ট্রিপলি ডিপার্টমেন্টের দুজন জুনিয়র আছে, তারা হচ্ছে আমাদের আবরার জারিফ এন্ড আব্দুল্লাহ সাজিদ। তো আবরার জারিফ হচ্ছে আমাদের অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্ট পাবলিসিটি সেক্রেটারি এন্ড আব্দুল্লাহ সাজিদ হচ্ছে আমাদের ওয়েবমাস্টার। এন্ড আরএমই ডিপার্টমেন্ট থেকে আছে আমাদের মোহাম্মদ রুমান খন্দকার। সো ও হচ্ছে আমাদের রোবোটিক এন্ড অটোমেশন সোসাইটির আমাদের স্টুডেন্ট অ্যাক্টিভিটি সেক্রেটারি। তো জুনিয়রদের দিয়ে এই ইভেন্টটা বা সেশনটা কন্ডাক্ট করার একটা মেইন কারণ হচ্ছে এটা, কারণ ওদের যে পরিমাণ কোশ্চেন থাকে সেটা হয়তো ওরা যেটা ভালোভাবে বলতে পারবে সেটা সবার শুনে হয়তো ভালো লাগবে। তো সেই কারণে আমাদের জুনিয়রদেরকে দিয়ে এই সেশনটা কন্ডাক্ট করা মেইন মোটিভ।
থেকে তো যেটা হচ্ছে যে আগে আমি সবসময় ভলেন্টিয়ারিং সাইডে ছিলাম, সো দিস ইজ অবভিয়াসলি সামথিং নিউ ফর মি। বাট হ্যাভিং সেড দ্যাট, আমি আর কি আমার লাস্ট 2016 থেকে এই 2021 পর্যন্ত আমি সবসময় আর কি আইইই এর সাথে ইনভলভ ছিলাম, মানে থ্রু ভলেন্টিয়ারিং ফর এসবিডিইউ। অ্যান্ড আসলে ওইখান থেকে আমার এক্সপিরিয়েন্সেস গুলো আমি শেয়ার করব আজকে। সো আমার মানে স্পেকট্রাম অফ মানে যে এক্সপিরিয়েন্সেসটা, সেইটা আর কি মানে only related to IEEE student branch University of ঢাকার মধ্যেই লিমিটেড আর কি, মোর অর লেস। এন্ড টু সাম এক্সটেন্ট হচ্ছে বাংলাদেশ সেকশনের সাথে। তো ওই পার্সপেক্টিভ থেকে আমি আমার পয়েন্টস গুলো বলবো বা ওপিনিয়ন গুলো দিব। সো আই হোপ মানে দ্যাট উইল বি এবল টু হেল্প এভরিওয়ান যারা আর কি IEEE মেম্বার হতে চায় বা এটা নিয়ে ইন্টারেস্টেড বা এটা নিয়ে কিউরিয়াস। তাদের হয়তো অনেক কিউরিওসিটি আজকে সলভ হবে, বা হয়তো তারা কিছু জিনিস নিয়ে এনলাইটেন হবে, আর কিছু জিনিস নিয়ে জানতে পারবে যেগুলো আমরা সচরাচর মানে এইসব জিনিস নিয়ে আমাদের কোয়েশ্চেন্স থাকে, স্পেশালি যারা নিউ মেম্বার্স বা যারা ফ্রেশার্স থাকে, ওদের এইগুলো কোয়েশ্চেন্স থাকে IEEE নিয়ে। তো আই হোপ ওগুলো অ্যাড্রেস করা যাবে। সো দ্য ভেরি ফার্স্ট কোয়েশ্চেন, যেটা আর কি খুবই ওপেন এন্ডেড একটা কোয়েশ্চেন, যেটা যে ওয়াই শুড বি জয়েন IEEE, হোয়াট আর দ্য স্পেশাল বেনিফিটস অফ বিং উইথ IEEE। তো IEEE মানে যেটা আমি মনে করি যে এখানে অনেকগুলোই বেনিফিটস আছে, বাট মানে আমি যদি একদম ন্যারো করে, যদি একেবারে ব্রড স্পেকট্রামে মানে জাস্ট খুবই মিনিমাম ভাবে বলতে চাই, তাহলে আমি বলবো যে তিনটা মেজর বেনিফিটস। হ্যাঁ, তিনটা মেজর বেনিফিটস। ফার্স্ট বেনিফিটটা হচ্ছে নেটওয়ার্কিং, সেকেন্ড বেনিফিটটা হচ্ছে এক্সপোজার, অ্যান্ড থার্ড বেনিফিটটা হচ্ছে ভলেন্টিয়ারিং। সো একটা একটা করে আসি। নেটওয়ার্কিং বলতে আসলে মানে এইটা মানে ইট গোজ উইদাউট সে যে তোমার IEEE হচ্ছে ওয়ার্ল্ডের লার্জেস্ট টেকনিক্যাল অর্গানাইজেশন। দ্যাট ইজ মানে ওয়ার্ল্ডের যত টেকনিক্যাল অর্গানাইজেশন আছে এর মধ্যে IEEE টা হচ্ছে সবচেয়ে লার্জেস্ট। অ্যান্ড অবভিয়াসলি ইটস মানে comprised of engineers all around the world. সো এইখানে ওয়ান্স ইউ আর আ মেম্বার অফ দিস, তো এইখানে মেম্বার হওয়ার সাথে সাথে এই পুরা অর্গানাইজেশনটার মধ্যে ইউ আর ইনক্লুডেড। তার মানে তুমি এই নেটওয়ার্কটার মধ্যে এখন ইনক্লুডেড হয়ে যাচ্ছ। অ্যান্ড ওয়ার্ল্ডে যত এরকম আরো ইঞ্জিনিয়ার্স আছে তোমার মতন, বা আরো যারা এক্সপার্ট মানুষজন আছে, আরো যারা তোমার থেকে আরো এক্সপিরিয়েন্স মানুষজন আছে, বা আরো যারা নতুন আসবে, তুমি সবার সাথে কানেক্টেড হচ্ছে একটা কমন প্ল্যাটফর্মে। সো দিস ইজ দ্য ফার্স্ট অ্যান্ড মোস্ট মেজর বেনিফিট অফ IEEE, যে আমরা হচ্ছে একটা প্ল্যাটফর্ম পাই যেখানে অল অফ আস লাইক মাইন্ডেড পিপল হু হ্যাভ মানে যারা হচ্ছে ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং বা এরকম ইয়ার দিকে ফোকাসড, টেকনিক্যাল সাইড অফ এডুকেশনের দিকে ফোকাসড, তাদের একটা কমন প্ল্যাটফর্ম এটা। সো এইটা হচ্ছে ফার্স্ট মেজর বেনিফিট। আর এটা আমি খুব ব্রডলি বললাম। এইটা বলার মধ্যে কিন্তু ভিতরে আরো অনেক ছোট ছোট জিনিস থাকে, যে তুমি আসলে এরকম একটা প্ল্যাটফর্মে কানেক্টেড হয়ে আরো কি কি অ্যাডভান্টেজ পেতে পারো বা আরো কি কি বেনিফিট পেতে পারো। বাট ব্রডলি যদি আমি বলি, তুমি একটা কমন প্ল্যাটফর্মে থাকতেছো যেখানে হচ্ছে আরো অনেক এরকম তোমার মতন লাইক মাইন্ডেড বা এই টেকনিক্যাল সাইডে ফোকাস করে এরকম আরো অনেক অনেক মানুষ থাকবে তোমার সাথে। সো এটা হচ্ছে ফার্স্ট পয়েন্ট, যে নেটওয়ার্কিং। সেকেন্ডটা হচ্ছে এক্সপোজার। তো এক্সপোজারটা আসলে মানে আমি এইভাবে মিন করতে চাচ্ছি যে আমরা অনেক সময় অনেক কিছু খুঁজতে যাই, বাট আমরা হয়তো মানে আমরা বলি যে হ্যাঁ গুগল করলে এটা পেয়ে যাব এটা পেয়ে যাব, বাট আমরা হয়তো ওইভাবে সবকিছু সবসময় পাই না যেটা আমাদের যখন দরকার হবে। সেটা যে কোনো রিসোর্সই হোক, সেটা আইদার কোনো একটা ইভেন্ট আমি জয়েন করতে চাচ্ছি, অথবা কোনো এক্সপার্টের কাছে কোনো কিছু নিয়ে ডিসকাস করতে চাচ্ছি বা হেল্প চাচ্ছি, অথবা আমি কোনো কনফারেন্সে জয়েন করতে চাচ্ছি, সেটা যে কোনো টাইপেরই হেল্প হোক, এটা হয়তো আমরা ওইভাবে কোনো জায়গায় গুছানো ভাবে পাই না, অথবা কিউরেটেড ভাবে কোনো কিছু থাকে না। সো IEEE তে জয়েন করলে উই আর এক্সপোজ টু সাম কিউরেটেড পার্টস অফ দিস হোল টেকনিক্যাল সাইড। হ্যাঁ, যে আমরা আর কি সবকিছুর একটা সিস্টেমেটিক অর্গানাইজেশন দেখি, যে কোথায় কোন কনফারেন্স হচ্ছে, কোথায় কোন ইভেন্ট হচ্ছে, কোথায় কোন রিসোর্সেস গুলো আছে, এগুলো আমরা খুব সাজানো ভাবে পেয়ে থাকি। সো এই এক্সপোজারটা আসলে খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট, কারণ উইদাউট IEEE মেম্বারশিপ এগুলো সব আর কি থাকে, বাট আমাদের কে হয়তো মানে আঙ্গুল দিয়ে দেখানোর মতন কোনো পয়েন্ট থাকে না, যে হ্যাঁ আচ্ছা এইখানে গেলে এইটা পাওয়া যাবে বা ওইখানে গেলে ওইটা পাওয়া যাবে। সো IEEE তে এই পুরো জিনিসটা হচ্ছে বেশ অর্গানাইজড, এন্ড এই এক্সপোজারটা আই ফিল যে অনেক ইম্পর্টেন্ট যারা হচ্ছে ইঞ্জিনিয়ারিং বা স্পেশালি টেকনিক্যাল সাইডে কাজ করে। আর থার্ড যে জিনিসটা সেটা হচ্ছে ভলেন্টিয়ারিং। ভলেন্টিয়ারিংটা হচ্ছে যে আমরা যখন আমাদের স্টুডেন্ট লাইফ শুরু করি ইউনিভার্সিটিতে, আহ, আমরা যদি মানে পার্ট টাইম কোনো জব না করি বা অন্য কোনো জায়গায় এমপ্লয়েড না থাকি, করি না, যদি আমরা পার্ট টাইম যেটা কোনো জব বা কোনো কিছু যদি না করি। সো ইন দ্যাট কেস ভলেন্টিয়ারিং ইজ অ্যানাদার থিং যেটা হচ্ছে IEEE আমাদেরকে অফার করে। এই ভলেন্টিয়ারিং এর থ্রুতে উই ক্যান গেট রেকগনিশনস, উই ক্যান গেট অ্যাওয়ার্ডস, উই ক্যান গেট স্কলারশিপস। আমরা হচ্ছে বিভিন্ন ধরনের মানে প্ল্যাটফর্মে যেতে পারি, আমরা বিভিন্ন ধরনের কন্টেস্ট করতে পারি। আসলে এই সবকিছু হচ্ছে ভলেন্টিয়ারিং কে সেন্টার করে IEEE তে। সো এইটা হচ্ছে থার্ড মোস্ট বেনিফিট, যে থার্ড মোস্ট ইম্পর্টেন্ট বেনিফিট যেটা আমি মনে করি যে ভলেন্টিয়ারিং। তো এটার ভিতরেও অবশ্যই আরো অনেক 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 ব্যাপার আছে। IEEE ইজ সাচ আ মেজর কনসেপ্ট যে আসলে আমি যেটা বললাম শুরুতেই, যে এটা আমি খুব ব্রডলি বলতে চাইলে এই তিনটা বেনিফিটের কথা বলতে পারি, যে নেটওয়ার্কিং, এক্সপোজার, ভলেন্টিয়ারিং। বাট এগুলোর মধ্যেও কিন্তু এমবেডেড অনেক মানে ছোট ছোট অ্যাডভান্টেজেস আছে, যেগুলো আসলে মানে ডিসকাস করতে গেলে দেখা যাবে যে অনেক লেন্দি একটা অ্যান্সার হয়ে যায়। সো আমি আমি সামারাইজ করে যদি বলি যে তিনটা মেজর বেনিফিট, তিনটা স্পেশাল বেনিফিট: নেটওয়ার্কিং, এক্সপোজার এন্ড ভলেন্টিয়ারিং। সো এটা হচ্ছে এই কোয়েশ্চেনটা আর কি, দ্যাট ইজ হাউ আই উড লাইক টু অ্যান্সার দিস।
ধন্যবাদ ভাইয়াকে অনেক সুন্দর করে বলার জন্য প্রশ্নটার উত্তর। এর পরের প্রশ্নে আমরা চলে যাব, তার আগে আমি ছোট্ট করে আমার পরিচয়টা একটু দিয়ে নিই। আমি আবরার জারিফ, এখন বর্তমানে তড়িৎ ও ইলেকট্রনিক কৌশল বিভাগে প্রথম বর্ষ অধ্যয়নরত আছি। এর পরের প্রশ্নটা আমি করব ভাইয়াকে, এবং পরের প্রশ্নটা হচ্ছে খুবই সুন্দর একটি প্রশ্ন আমাদের, যে ভাইয়া আমাদেরকে বেশ কিছু অ্যাডভান্টেজের কথা বললেন গত প্রশ্নে IEEE, কিন্তু এর পাশাপাশি আমি যে কোশ্চেনটা করতে চাই সেটা হচ্ছে যে কিছু বাস্তব জীবনে স্কিল থাকে, যে স্কিলগুলো আমাদের বিভিন্ন ক্যারিয়ারের কাছে কাজে লাগে, টেকনিক্যাল ক্যারিয়ার বাদেও। তো আমরা কি IEEE থেকে এরকম কিছু ট্যানজিবল স্কিল পেতে পারি, এবং যদি পেতে পারি তাহলে সেই স্কিলগুলো কি কি? এবং এর পাশাপাশি আরেকটা প্রশ্নও থাকে, সেটা হচ্ছে যে এই যে এই স্কিলগুলোর কথা আমরা বলছি, এই স্কিলগুলো কি আমরা IEEE বাদে অন্য কোনো অর্গানাইজেশন থেকে পেতে পারি না? তো যদি পেতে পারি তাহলে কেন আমরা IEEE কে চুজ করব ভাইয়া?
আচ্ছা,
Bhaiya, before answering that, we have a foreigner named Ahmed Magdi from Egypt. So I think we should continue in English.
okay. So I understand. So I will continue in English for the rest of the event. And thank you, Zarif, for this question. This is a very good question, considering the real life benefits and the differences of IEEE with the consideration to other clubs or organization. So if I am talking about IEEE, I am basically talking about IEEE SBDU, that is Student Branch of University of Dhaka. So if I am speaking from that spectrum, in our university there are many other organizations and clubs, right? Like in our AAA department there is EEC, Electrical and Electronics Club. In RME there is a student club. Then in CSE there is also a student club. So there are many student clubs and many other organizations within our university. But how IEEE is different from all that is basically through one important aspect, that is international recognition. Okay, so as I have mentioned in my previous answer, by IEEE, we are actually joining a common platform of engineers and technical minded people from all across the globe. So which also means that if you are an IEEE member in Bangladesh, you can also be recognized as an IEEE member abroad. That is, people can relate to that. People can understand where you're coming from, like, oh, what is the objective of your membership, and what are the things that you do. People will be able to relate to that and recognize that. Okay, that is one fundamental thing that is lacking for most other organizations or clubs within our university. But then again, there are some other contemporary organizations for IEEE as well, like ACM or OSA. But those are each of the organizations have their own specific agenda. But in IEEE, what separates IEEE from most of them is that IEEE is a more general purpose oriented organization. That is, you can do many things within it and not be focused on some particular subject or on some particular discipline. For example, OSI, the Optical Society, that organization basically focuses on optoelectronics, optics, and electronics, and sites relevant to that discipline. But in IEEE, there is no such precedence. In IEEE, we can go. There are chapters from starting from geography and ending to humanities as well. So there is no particular discipline that IEEE focuses on. Rather, it is a more general purpose organization. So I hope that answers the question that how it is separate, how it is different from other organizations or clubs. Now, about the real life benefits and skills, the first thing I would like to mention is that apart from the technical benefits that you get from IEEE, you can also learn a lot of things from the people who are engaged within IEEE. Suppose in different events, the speakers that come to deliver their lectures or come to deliver their opinions, you can learn a lot of things from them. You can learn new skills from them. We have workshops planned that teaches us specifically some new set of skills that you may not have while you are within your undergraduate program in your university. And apart from that, through the volunteering activities, you can also learn some organizational skills that may help you in your professional life and your academic career later as well. So these are some real life benefits that I feel IEEE offers and will can help someone in their career.
Thank you, Bhaiya. That's a great answer from you. This is Mohammad Ruman from Dhaka. I will ask you the next question. Abrar Jarif, next slide, please. Bhaiya, I would like to ask you, how are the Bangladeshi contestants doing in the many international competitions arranged by IEEE?
Okay, so again, another good question. Thank you, Ruman, for this. So the question is basically, how are the Bangladeshi contestants doing in many international competition arranged by IEEE? Well, if I have to, specify it in a minimum answer, then it would be like excellent. They're doing great in all the competitions worldwide. Now, if I have to mention a few that I know about, then I would definitely like to mention about the ones that have been that I have been exposed to, like from 2016 to 2021. I have been part of many competitions arranged by IEEE, and also some global competitions and programs as well. So that are also arranged by IEEE, and I in many competitions it felt like I was the only Bangladeshi participant, or my team was the only Bangladeshi team there. But gradually from 2016 to 2021, the participation increased. Now, in many IEEE conferences, the conferences also provide different competitions as well. Like the conferences and competitions are packed together in a single event. So in those competitions, I have found many Bangladeshi teams now actually joining and doing well actually. And if I have to give you some examples, so there is a uh, very important and flagship event of IEEE, which is SSYP. Okay, this event actually is about an idea contest, and it actually takes ideas from all across the world, and also provides funding for them. And in 2018, 17 or 18, I guess, we participated in that event, and we actually went to the final rounds of it, and also got our idea got funded from that competition as well. And and with us there were also many other Bangladeshi contestants, and so that also shows like how far the Bangladeshi students are progressing in the various international competitions as well. And I think only considering international competitions is not is not the only justification here. You need to also consider international conferences, international programs, and international collaborations as well. So in those, Bangladeshi participation is increasing as well. Okay, so I think I have answered that question. So if it's okay, we can move to the next one.
Thank you so much, Bhaiya, for answering that question amazingly. Can we please get the next question, Zarif? Okay, Bhaiya. So this question is about a very amazing benefit from IEEE that IEEE.org made. So what are the benefits and duration of the organizational email ID that provides? So what extra benefits do we get, and how long do we get that benefit for?
Okay, so let me answer this from the scratch. So when you are availing the membership of IEEE, you are also provided with the offer of opening an IEEE email account. Okay, this with the domain at the rate of IEEE.org. This is something that it's totally up to you. You can choose to open this account, or you can also not do that. But if you choose to actually open this email account, what it does is that it provides you an institutional or organizational email account, right? Like your email will end with at the rate of IEEE.org. So you have an institutional or organizational email that ends with at the rate of IEEE.org, and that is that sets your email address different from all the common email addresses that ends with at the rate of gmail.com or at the rate of yahoo.com or something like that. So this actually provides you and sometimes we don't get the organizational emails from our university or our department, or there is some delay in that process. So in that case, these IEEE provided email can set apart your email address and can help you when you are emailing to someone. Now, if you're emailing to someone that is connected to IEEE, so when he or she will see that your email address actually ends with at the rate of IEEE.org, he or she can immediately recognize you as an IEEE member and can help you in that process and so on. And this also works with many professors as well when you're emailing to them for your higher studies or for any other discussions. In this institutional email, so there are, as I have already mentioned, some of the benefits of it. Now about the duration is relevant to your IEEE membership. That is, as long as you have your IEEE membership, you will have that institutional email. And when you are nearing the term of the end of the term of your IEEE membership, you will get notifications that, okay, your term is ending. Maybe you need to renew, or you need to download all the data from your email account. So because when it is terminated, when your membership is not available anymore, then your email account will also not be accessible. So that is the duration. That is, it is relevant to your IEEE membership. If you take the membership of 1 year, you will have the access to the email account for 1 year, and so forth. But the thing is, it's not like that your email account will be gone or something like that. It's just that you won't be able to access it properly. All the previous emails and all the previous data and the Google Drive attached to it, which actually gives you 30 GB space, in comparison to a normal Gmail address that gives you 15 GB Google Drive space. This gives you 30 GB drive space. So you will have your drive space, you will have all the things there. But problem is you cannot update it anymore. You cannot add something new, or you won't be able to receive any new emails in it. So that is the problem with it, that you need to renew your membership to in order to access that email every year. Okay, so I think we can move on to the next question now.
Thank you, Bhaiya, for your kind answer. And now we are going to move on to the next question. And the next question is an interesting one. Bhaiya, you told us about event that you participated in your undergrad years, I think. And I'm going to extend on this topic a bit and going to ask you the question that what are some flagship events that IEEE organizes, and how can the members benefit from these events? What benefits can they enjoy?
Okay, so let me relate this answer to my experiences. So when I was a freshman, I actually got the chance to be to publish one of my papers in an IEEE hosted event in Bangladesh. So I was lucky at that time that that particular event was hosted in Bangladesh, but that was one of the IEEE flagship conferences. It actually it's hosted in different parts of the world. Luckily, that year in 2016, it was hosted in Bangladesh. It was the IEEE HTC humanitarian conference. That was the event I'm talking about. So I actually published one of my papers there, and that was my first exposure to IEEE and actively participating in an IEEE event. And I got a lot of, I actually got to learn a lot of things from it. And if I talk one of those talk about one of those real life benefits, so I can specify this by one thing, that is when I was registering for the conference, the normal registration fee was around, I guess, 16,000 taka or 17,000 taka or something like that. But me, due to the having IEEE membership, I got a discount, and the final amount was reduced to around 4,000 or 5,000 taka from 16,000 or 17,000, something like that. So that actually says a lot about the benefits that you get when you have IEEE membership and you are participating in one of the IEEE based events. Okay, they provide a way to take care about their own members. Okay, the membership fee that you give in order to avail the membership of IEEE is actually returned to you in various processes like this. Okay, through various discounts, through various scholarships, through various awards, you can get that back. And actually, not only get that back, you can get twice or thrice the amount of that, through scholarships and awards. So but the thing is, you need to avail all those benefits. Okay, if you think okay, there are benefits, but I want the benefits to come to me, no, it actually doesn't work like that. The benefits are all there within IEEE. You need to avail them by thinking like, what can you do in order to avail that, and that sets you different from everyone else. Okay, now about the programs and conferences, so that was one of the conferences that I attended, and starting from there, I got the opportunity to attend a series of other conferences as well. So back then, the ICIEV conference, the International Conference on Informatics, Electronics and Vision, that is actually one of the flagship conferences as well of IEEE, and that is conducted by one of our own faculties, Atik sir. So I got the chance to participate in those as well, publishing papers in those, and I also got the chance to go abroad and participate in many other conferences that are IEEE based, and also take part in various programs as well that are also have some IEEE flavors to it, and so on. So starting from 2016 to 2021, I've been actively participating in not only conferences but also various contests as well. Like from in 2019, I participated in the IEEE AES contest that is based on space exploration, where I actually got to propose one of my microsatellite project ideas, and got awards from that. So there are many other contests like this that happen all around Bangladesh as well. Like I went to do it for some of the contests. I went to some other universities like OST for one of the other contests as well. And most of these contests were also the IEEE SB of that particular university were also part of that contest. So IEEE as a student branch for different universities help actually conducts different contests, and I have been able to be part of that. And in that way I actually try to make my profile improve my profile, add awards to my profile, and learn through those experiences. Okay, I think we can move to the next question now, if that's okay.
Thank you, Bhaiya, for your kind answer. Abrar Jaib, next slide, please. Bhaiya, we know that by joining in any voluntary organization, we can get opportunity to make and develop relationship with new contacts by networking. So my question is, how does IEEE membership help to establish international networking?
Okay, so first and foremost, IEEE actually gives you this membership, and you can then understand that you are a part of this worldwide group of other people who are also engaged in similar fields as you are. Like there are some other IEEE student branches in, suppose, some other countries, like say, let us say in Canada. In Canada there is a student branch in suppose University of Montreal, and you can actually talk to some members of that student branch. And normally if you you don't have any IEEE membership, if you try to communicate with them, they might or might not reply. But if you are talking on the basis of IEEE and talking on the basis of IEEE events, then there is a higher chance of you to connect to them. Okay, and I can relate to this with one of my experiences. Recently, the IEEE Montreal section actually hosted an event on IEEE on the reinforcement learning, and there was a workshop related to it. So I actually wanted to learn some of the things from that workshop and wanted to be connected to the instructor of that workshop, so that so that he or she can help me with my research work as well. So when I actually addressed to them that I am from the IEEE Bangladesh section, and I am from student branch University of Dhaka, they were very interested to work in a collaboration with us and maybe host some more events with us. That is, they will provide the instructors, and we will arrange that event. So in this way, you see, I am actually forming a liaison with that particular group of students or particular group of researchers, and they are helping my research. I am trying to help their research as well, and together we are building something new. So this is one of the examples of establishing an international network, because when you are part of IEEE, you have something in common with them that you may not normally have as an ordinary student or as an ordinary university graduate or something like that. So having IEEE gives you that common ground to talk about a lot of stuff, to connect to various levels, and to form many different collaborations. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much, Bhaiya, for that wonderful question. Abrar Jaib, can you please have the next slide? Yes, Bhaiya. So one of the main benefits of joining a massive international organization is that the breadth of the research that they conduct and how much resources they can supply us. So what would you say are some of the useful resources that any member can avail for their research, and how is it exclusive to IEEE?
Okay, how the first thing is that about the useful resources you are talking about. When you are part of IEEE, actually there is no end to the resources here. Not that all of the resources are tangible over here. Some of the resources are quite abstract, but you can find some of the tangible resources as well. So first and foremost, one of the most useful resources that I found being part of IEEE is the IEEE Explore. Explore is like this digital hub or digital library of all the research papers. And if you want to search a research paper on any topic, you can find it in IEEE Explore. And you can also publish in IEEE conferences, and then your paper can also be part of the IEEE Explore digital library. And then many other people can also read your paper and cite your paper when they are taking any help from it or taking any resource from it. So this actually provides this whole hub or library that you can read other research paper, you can publish your research papers to that library, and other people can read it from there. So this is the one of the most important resources, the IEEE Explore digital library. Then the next thing is the IEEE Collaborate. This is another important resource, Collaborate. It helps you to it's like this online chat software or online chat platform where you can talk to many different international speakers who are also part of IEEE, have IEEE membership and actively volunteering in it. You can talk to them, you can connect to them, you can talk about your research to them, you can talk about many different events. So so this is one of the very useful things that IEEE provides, which is basically way to talk to other people who are also connected to IEEE and have expertise in some field as well. Then there are some magazines that come with the IEEE memberships. Like if you are part of, if you have the IEEE membership and also part of some other societies like IEEE Signal Processing Society, SPS. So if you're part of that, then you will be getting many different magazines, digital magazines that has the most updated research works on signal processing. If you have, suppose, Computer Society membership, you will have all the updated research works that are done on the computer and the computer side. So these are some of the resources that you can avail. And then there are some abstract resources as well, like you can hold meetings with different IEEE members from all across the world. You can discuss different ideas with them. I can relate to this with one example, that after some of the conferences or after some of the competitions that I attended, I got I got some emails from other countries who also attended those events or conferences, that they wanted to know more about my idea. Or when I was interested in someone else's work or someone else's idea and I wanted to learn more about them, I could talk to them or email them and they would respond. So you can hold meetings and discussions with various people, and this is one of the useful abstract resources that IEEE provides. And of course there are workshops, seminars and other events that are hosted every day from IEEE, different student branches, different sections, different countries, different regions. So you can join in any of the events if you're part of IEEE. And if it is a paid event, being an IEEE member, you can get massive amounts of discounts, and then you can learn something from those workshops. From the workshops, you can actually learn some real life skills. Like in my case, I have learned many useful simulation techniques. I have able to learn many useful things that actually help in my research. And from the seminars, you can also learn about the works of some other people, how they are developing research trends in their field, what are they doing new in their disciplines. You can learn all about those. So these are some of the useful resources that actually are offered, that are actually offered by IEEE to their members. So I hope you got the answer to that question.
Thank you, Bhaiya. I hope it helped the people who are asking the question. Now we're going to move on to the next question. And that question is about scholarships and awards. I think you mentioned those scholarships and awards in a previous answer. So I'm going to extend on that topic and ask you this. What are some scholarships and awards that IEEE members enjoy and IEEE give out to the student members? And how can one avail those awards? Also, How much weight do those awards carry?
All right. So this is another very good question, and I think most of the new members and some of those are most of the IEEE members would be benefited from this question, because scholarships are very important. And not only scholarships, IEEE also provide different awards and fellowship awards as well. So I would like to extend on that answer that I have previously given, that IEEE actually provides us with an important benefit, that is providing the option of availing different scholarships and awards. Like if I talk about scholarships and awards very specifically, and within our exposure, that is scholarships that we have been able to avail so far and had good luck with it and actually got to avail some of the scholarships. So one of the scholarships is that the IEEE Richard E. Marvin Scholarship. Okay, this is one of the most famous and popular scholarships in IEEE, the Richard E. Marvin Scholarship. And every year, about one or two Bangladeshi students who apply for it within our IEEE membership, obviously, they can avail this scholarship. Okay, every year someone is getting this scholarship, and this has a very high amount of money connected to it. And this is a very prestigious scholarship as well. Like, this is recognized by all the universities abroad, and once you avail this scholarship, you become a Richard E. Marvin scholar. Okay, and that carries a lot of weight, which and this scholarship is actually given counting all your perspectives, like your CGPA, that is your academic results, your volunteering activities, your research works. This takes everything into account, and then decides whether you are going to get the scholarship or not. So if you are getting the scholarship, means that you have excelled in all those departments. And so when the universities are, when you are applying for some higher studies abroad, and the universities will be instantly able to recognize you as one of the people who can excel in all those departments, having the scholarship. So this is one of the most important scholarships. Then there are some other scholarships that are very focused, like if you have computer society membership, you can go for Lance Stafford Larsen scholarship as well. This scholarship is given based on the paper writing. Like if you have published a paper, and if you have written that paper meticulously, it has good content, it has some good value added to it, and it has a high impact factor, then you can easily attain this scholarship. And once you have the scholarship, it means that you are able to publish really good papers, and that actually has a lot of weight. Then again, the IEEE Aeronautic Society, Astronomic and Aeronautic Society, that has its own scholarships as well. Then there is the IEEE. There are many scholarships from women in engineering as well, where the female participation is more encouraged, and where there are more chances for those who apply for it from the female side, have more importance to that. Then there are also some scholarships from EDS, the Electron Devices Society. And if you are working in the optoelectronics or electronic side or photonic side, and if you have good research background with you, then you can easily avail those scholarships. And in general, suppose you are not part of any societies or any other chapters or any other organizations, you only have IEEE membership, even then you can avail many different scholarships and awards. Like there is a basic IEEE scholarship award, there is a basic IEEE graduate fellowship award. This IEEE graduate fellowship award is one of the highest ranked scholarships available from IEEE, because when you are applying for higher studies abroad, you basically apply for three positions, right? Either research assistant, teaching assistant, or for fellowship. So when IEEE is providing you the fellowship award, it means that it is one of the highest ranked scholarship that is being provided to you. And so you can imagine the amount of weight it carries when you have that scholarship and you are applying abroad. It already distinguishes you from everyone else, because not everyone is going to get that scholarship. this is a win-win situation from all sides. Like, you are getting the money from the scholarship, you can use that money for your higher studies and for other things that you need to do in order to avail those higher studies opportunities, and also you can get the recognition from them as well. So these are some of the scholarships and awards I think you can look up to. And you have also asked like how you can avail them. Well, there is no other basic requirement. Apart from that, you need to have an IEEE membership, and you need to know what the scholarship is about. Okay, like I just mentioned Lance Stafford Larsen Award. It is for paper writing. Okay, so you cannot expect to get that scholarship for something else. For any other activities other than paper writing. So some of these scholarships are very focused. Some of the scholarships are very open-ended, that is based on your academic results only, or only on your research activities. So you need to know what is the scholarship you're applying for, and then you need to see the requirements. Sometimes you need to have suppose computer society membership along with IEEE membership as well, and sometimes you need to have EDS membership or we membership. But if you do not require any of those memberships, you just need to have IEEE the general membership, then you do not need anything else. If you are a member, you can apply for those scholarships and wait for the results. That's it. That's the process. And yes, another important thing in that is that sometimes they require recommendations. They require recommendations from your faculties of your university or your department. So it is good to have some work that you are doing with your faculty. Like if you are part of the IEEE student branch DU, and we have some faculties connected to us, we have a counselor, then each of our organizational units have their own group advisors as well. So if you are volunteering in IEEE, you can get those recommendations from our faculties as well. Those recommendations can be about your volunteering activities as well. Okay, so that is one way to get recommendations, and there are some other ways as well. You can do different works, different research works, different projects with your faculties of your university and get recommendations from them. So I hope I could elaborate on this particular topic and answer your question.
Thank you, Bhaiya, for your wonderful words. Jarif, next slide, please. Okay. Bhaiya, for those of us who are just a general member of IEEE but are not a part of any executive committees of societies and affinity groups, how can we make the most out of it?
Okay, so before answering this question, obviously I need to mention that what are the benefits actually enjoyed by people who are within the executive committee, and then I think it will be clear like what is the distinction between a normal IEEE member and an IEEE member who is part of the executive committee. So there is a very thin line between these two aspects. If you are part of the executive committee, that means you are part of or the organizing team that is organizing many different events, workshops, seminars, and within that process you are actually doing a lot of things. Some of you are involved in doing the publicity of the event. Some of you are writing the content of the event. Some of you are handling the slides. Some of you are making the graphics. Okay, and some of you are also interacting with the speakers. And the speakers, before communicating to the audience, will talk to you guys first, right? So you have that that space to talk to them, to connect to them, and to know what they the speakers from other events as well. You can also communicate with the people from other organizing teams of other universities and other even other countries as well. So this actually being part of the executive committee provides you a platform within a platform, right? So IEEE is already giving you a platform to be connected to everyone. When you're part of the executive committee, you are part of another group within a group that is doing all these things. skills. And if you are interested in any of those works, like suppose you are interested in graphics designing, but you are not doing any part-time job in graphics designing, or you have not joined any company who are offering you the post of the graphics designing. So within IEEE, you are practicing your skills, you are showing your skills as a graphics designer, and later when you are graduating, or later when needed, you can use this in your CV, you can use this in your profile, that yes, you have done graphics designing being part of IEEE SBDU. Okay, so that is one aspect. There are many other aspects to it, right? You are organizing events, you are doing the publicity, you are doing content writing, you are handling the slides. So if you are interested in any of these activities, you can be part of the executive committee, and then you can help the organizing team in organizing all these events, and also be connected to the different speakers, and know how the workshops are done, who are taking these workshops, and who are the people you can reach, and who are the people you need to connect to. And so that actually provides us a very good idea, like what are the benefits that are enjoyed by the people who are in the executive committee. Now if you are not part of the executive committee, that means you are not doing the organization stuff, you are not part of the organizing team, you are not organizing the events and all that, but you are the IEEE member. That means what the executive team is doing, you are the recipient of that thing, right? You can actively participate in many different workshops and seminars that the organizing team is organizing for you. Okay, you can have discounts being an IEEE member, and your executive committee will actually look forward to your benefits. Like when I was part of the SBDU executive committee, I always used to think what type of events can help us as a community, right? What type of events would the students from my department, or the students from RME department or CSE department would like, and what are the type of workshops that can help them, that can build some new skills into them, or that can help to develop some new skills into them. Okay, and what are some of the skills that they are not being able to attain being part of the undergraduate program they're in, but we can help them to attain through our workshops or seminars. Okay, so IEEE members can receive all those things, but being part of the executive committee gives you some other options to work within IEEE, as I mentioned, as a group within a group. Okay. So that group has their own own benefits and all. So you need to know, like you need to understand what you want actually from IEEE. If you just want to be part of the workshops and seminars, you need to participate in them, then it's okay, you just have the IEEE membership, and that's fine. But if you want to do something more, like if you want to if you like the volunteering aspect of it, you want to be part of the volunteering activities, or you want to be part of the organizational activities, then you can join the executive committee and then do all those. Okay, so I think that answers your question.
Thank you, Bhaya. Thank you so much for your knowledgeable words. I hope all our participants are enjoying our effort. Please stick around till the end of the webinar, since we'll have a question answer session for any other questions you might have. Abrar, can we please move on to the next slide? Okay, so Bhaya, you mentioned something about general members and executive members, and we also know that there are different tiers of members, such as say graduate members or professional members. So how would being an IEEE member help in improving the quality of fresh graduates, and how effective are they?
Okay, so here I think some of the points that I have already mentioned will be reiterated in this answer as well, and I will add some new points as well. So first thing is that IEEE has a faction, or IEEE has a particular side for fresh graduates as well, which is known as YP, young professional. So within YP, you are exposed to different possibilities, different platforms that a fresh graduate might like to be exposed to, like various job openings or various industry academia collaborations. You can be exposed to other IEEE YP members who are also fresh graduates like you. You can also be exposed to IEEE YP members who are within a particular industry, who are part of particular industry, and who have some job experiences now, and you can learn from them. So IEEE helps in developing the quality of the fresh graduates in that way. And also IEEE not only helps you after you have become a fresh graduate, the process actually starts before becoming a fresh graduate, I believe. You start to this is where I reiterate the same points again. You start to learn how to form good networks with other experts in your field, other experts that you might be interested to connect, and other people as well, who might help you in developing your research, in developing some skills. You can form different collaborations with other organizations as well. You can also communicate with them via emails. You can discuss with them, hold meetings, and that will actually help you to develop your career, develop plans for your career. And ultimately, when you are a fresh graduate, you will have a sense of direction, like which way to go, with all the guidances that you might have from all the other fellow IEEE members around you. And also, apart from that, you are getting various resources for your research as well. Now, let's say you are a fresh graduate who is opting to stay in the research side. Okay, then all the IEEE resources that is available for your research can help you to develop the quality of your work, and will improve your profile. Then if you are a fresh graduate and you decide to join the industry, you can find other people who have been previously IEEE members and part of your student branch or part of other student branches, and have some job experience now and part of some industry. You can seek guidances from them, you can talk to them, you can hold meetings with them, and then based on those guidances you can choose your career path. Okay, so in this way, I believe whether you choose the industry side, academia side, IEEE has resources to help you in every regard. But as I have already mentioned, the three basic things that IEEE provides will ultimately also help you in this phase of life as well. That is networking, exposure, and volunteering. If you learn to network with other people, you learn to have people that can help you in your career. If you are exposed to the resources that can help you, it will improve it will improve your profile and ultimately help you to reach a higher goal. And finally, if you have volunteering experiences and organizational experiences, then when you are finally part of some organization or you are professionally working somewhere, those skills, those experiences can help you in your day-to-day life. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Bhaiya, for your amazing answer. I think our participants are getting a lot of help from this session. So now the next question, I think, is a very interesting and very important one. And that question is about higher studies. So in recent times, we're seeing a surge of students from Bangladesh going abroad for higher studies, and not only going abroad, but also going into very prestigious universities like Oxford, MIT, Stanford, etc. So my question to you is, how can volunteering in IEEE help us in our pursuit of higher studies and research? I think you have covered it in previous answers, but we would like to emphasize it on it a bit more. Thank you.
Okay. Again, as just like the previous question, I think some of the previous points will be reiterated in this one as well. That is, if you are a fresh graduate and you want to go for higher studies abroad, if I have talked about some traditional events that IEEE SBDU organizes, if you go to our previous events, you can see we have higher studies abroad in USA, higher studies abroad event in Europe, or suppose in Germany or in some other countries as well. So higher studies abroad in Japan. So there are many events that we do that actually we bring the speakers who are actually doing higher studies or doing PhD abroad, and they share their experiences. They share the process, how you need to apply, what are the things that are required from you, how you can crack the GRE, how you can go for your TOEFL examination or IELTS, and or what other recommendations do you need, how to prepare your SOP, that is statement of purpose, and things like that. So we have events and seminars related to those. So any fresh graduate, if they join those events, they can learn about the process. And suppose if someone wants to avail the opportunities or scholarships in Germany, they can join the events when we do higher studies abroad in Germany. We bring out the speakers that we know who are doing PhD in Germany. So people who are looking for opportunities in Germany can get direct help from them. Okay, so similarly for USA, for Canada, and some other countries as well. But apart from our events, if I'm talking about IEEE in general, uh, again, the whole point of networking is practically this, that you connect to the people that can help you in this pursuit of higher studies. Okay, if I talk about my experiences, the professors I have connected to, or the people who have helped me in my research work for availing the opportunities abroad, the higher studies opportunities abroad, have all been part of IEEE somehow. That is, I have connected to them through various conferences which are IEEE based. I have connected to them through various or competitions or challenges, global challenges that are also based on IEEE. And I have connected to members who are basically IEEE members as well. And through being that IEEE member, I have actually learned a lot of things from them. And another important thing, this is a real life lesson type of thing. When you are a fresh graduate and you are looking for higher studies abroad, you need to have a good financial backing as well. This is one of the sides that some people forget to share often in their in their experiences. But this is the truth, that you need to have some good financial backing as well when you are going for higher studies abroad, starting from going for applying for the positions abroad to your final flight tickets abroad. So there is a huge financial backing needed for this venture. So these IEEE scholarships and awards that a fresh graduate can attain can mitigate that need to some extent. Okay, if not fully, it can mitigate that need to some extent. And you can also by getting the scholarships and awards, you also increase your chances of going for higher studies abroad. That is, for going in order to avail the opportunities abroad, you need to convince them that you are suitable for them, and you will do good when you are there, right? So having those scholarships and awards actually carries that weight, carries that benefit, that you are branded as someone who can do good in these areas. Okay, so in that respect, actually IEEE helps. And of course, if you mention about volunteering, when you're volunteering, you are learning how to write emails to other people. You are learning to write emails to speakers and other professors who are going to deliver lectures, or who are going to conduct seminars or workshops for your events, right? And you might think and say that, okay, writing emails, that is a very minimalistic thing. Like, why do we need to come to IEEE to learn that? But trust me, many people, when they are fresh graduates, sometimes think like, what should I write in my email, or how can I structure my emails better so that I get a decent reply from my professors or the professors I'm targeting. So actually, when you're volunteering in IEEE, and when you are already learning how to communicate to other professors, how to communicate with other experts in different fields who are part of IEEE, you are also inherently learning how to network with them, how to write emails to them, how to talk to them, how to hold meetings with them, how to discuss with them. And so in that way, you are also increasing your chances of actually making it to those goals. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you Bhaiya, for your informative words. To be honest, I am enjoying this session. Many of my question and confusion are clear now. I think the audience are also enjoying. Move on to the next slide. Okay, Bhaiya. How can IEEE enhance our professional life and career?
Okay, I think the answer to both of the parts of this question, that is professional life and career, I think I have, already given the answers to this in various forms. But I would like to extend on this through one particular aspect of IEEE is that I was part of IEEE SBDU, right? That is IEEE Student Branch University of Dhaka. Now, IEEE is a vast organization and it is a global organization. And as I have already mentioned in the very first stages of this event, that it is the largest technical organization that exists. So IEEE Student Branch University of Dhaka belongs to or is a part of IEEE Bangladesh section, right? Bangladesh has only one section, being a small country. India has multiple sections. Like in India, there is Kerala section, Delhi section, and so on. So there are different sections considering states or countries. Then all these sections are part of a continent, right? We are all part of the Asian continent. So that Asian continent or that region is called R10, region 10. Okay. So around the world, there are many other regions as well. And all these regions make together together form the global IEEE. Okay, so now again, if I come back from scratch, we are part of IEEE SBDU, that is part of IEEE Bangladesh section, that is part of IEEE R10, and which is in turn part of global IEEE, right? So you see, you being a part of one university as a student branch, you are part of the entire global community through one commonly connected platform. And I think that says a lot about the things that you can avail from this particular aspect, that being a part of this very small group of people within your university, you can actually connect to many people who are on a global basis, right? And through that, you can attain various resources, you can avail various resources, you can get many benefits like the scholarships I have mentioned. You can also get many abstract benefits, like you can hold meetings, discussions, you can get counseling, you can get guidance, you can also get many different resources to improve your research, your profile, your career, you can get guidance for your career for both academia and industry. And ultimately all this actually helps you in your professional life and career. And now you are a student member, then you become an executive member, or you can just stay a student member. Then you can, after being a graduate, you join YP, a young professional, and then you can be a senior member of IEEE, or you can be the fellowship of IEEE. So throughout your life, if you choose to stay connected with IEEE, you can stay connected for a very long time. Like it does not end with your graduation or after completing your master's or PhD. You can also be part of IEEE as a faculty. You can also be part of IEEE as a distinguished expert in any field. So the opportunities are endless, and the benefits are all there. All you need to do is just think of one particular benefit that you want to avail, and you go for it. Okay, you cannot think that the benefits will come to you, because that's not the job of IEEE. IEEE is there to provide you a platform that you cannot normally have. And then once you are within that platform, what you do is totally up to you, whether you wait for the benefits to come to you, or you think and plan and smartly go for those benefits. It's ultimately your decision. Okay, so I think I have answered your question with that.
Thank you, Bhaiya. We will start our Q&A session. If anybody has any question, please raise your hands on Zoom, and we will give you the opportunity to ask your question. You can also write down your question on chat box. Thank you.
Respected attendees, please, you can raise your hand if you have any question. We have a question from a member, Rashidul Arifin Ifti. As a new member of IEEE, we got a lot of email regarding joining in international webinars almost every day. It is impossible to join in every webinar. How can we choose which one we must join?
How can you choose which one you must join? Okay, I think the question, I think it should be a bit more specific. If the basic answer is that if you want to join an event, if you think that event will particularly help you, you should join that event. But sometimes what happens is that you have multiple events that you feel that you want to join, or it might help you, having occurring simultaneously. Okay, so that is a problem. So what you can do is, I do this most of the time. When I have events I want to join occurring simultaneously, I register for all the events beforehand that I want to join, obviously. And if there is an event I cannot join, I already communicate to the organizers about that. Okay, I mention my inconveniences or problems for which I cannot join, and I ask them if a recorded version of that event, or the slides from that event, or anything from that event I can get or salvage, that can help me when I am when I am free, and I can then focus on that event. Okay, so you can do that. You can communicate to the organizers, and I'm pretty sure all the organizers are always cooperative, and they will be happy to help you in that regard, and provide you any opportunity to learn from that event, even if you cannot actively join during that time, and you can go through it later. And another important thing is that most of the events now are online and webinar based, so they are recorded somewhere, either in Zoom, or they are streamed live in Facebook or some other platforms. So there is a high chance that you can get the recorded version of the event streamed somewhere, or stored somewhere. So you can just communicate to the organizers. One of the important things I need to mention here is that we feel shy for some reason, I don't know why, to communicate to the organizers. Like, we don't want to say anything to them, even if we face inconveniences. I think this should not be the case. The organizers always think about the IEEE members, that who are willing to join the event, or who are willing to participate in the event. They're always thinking about the benefits of the members. Okay, so if you communicate to them, if you talk to them, I think you can get the best out of it. But if you shy away from it, and don't if you feel like, okay, you cannot talk to them, or there is a certain boundary between you people, then you will be in you will not be able to salvage anything from it. Okay, so I think you should always communicate to the organizers whenever you need to know something about the event or learn about it. So I hope that answers your question, and if not, you can let me know if you had anything else to ask about that.
Thank you, Bhai. Thank you for your answer. Participants, please, if you have any questions, you can raise your hand, and you can also write your question in the chat box. Please, while you are asking questions, it would be helpful if you could give a short introduction, where you are from, and then ask the question. Bhai, I think there is a very important question that could be asked. How can we join IEEE? What is the membership process for joining IEEE? Say, if there are any differences in being a graduate member, professional member, or is the process the same? So if you could elaborate on that.
A funny thing is, it's not my job anymore since I am not part of the executive committee right now. So, but anyway, apart from all the jokes, you can join as a, if you are a fresher, that is, you are starting your university, you can join as a student member. If you are a graduate member, you can also be a student member at the same time. That is, you can be a graduate student member. Okay, and if you are working in some industry, or if you have a job, you can join as a IEEE YP member, that is young professional. Okay, so, and it's very straightforward. You go to the IEEE website, you make a you sign up, that is, you make your own profile, you add all the information, and then when everything is done, you choose what are the memberships you want to avail. Generally, if you want to be an IEEE member, you just choose the IEEE basic membership option. If you want to add anything else on top of it, like computer society membership, or women in engineering membership, or electronic devices society, or robotics and automation society, something like that, so you can also add with your existing IEEE membership. and then finally you can go for the payment option, okay, where you pay for the memberships, and then it's official, you become an IEEE member. For payment you need to have an international transaction option, that is either you do it using a card or some other format. There should be the option to conduct the international transaction. Okay, so if you have that, then good. If you don't have, still it's not a problem. Every year, IEEE Student Branch University of Dhaka has a membership campaign where we actually make it easy for everyone. We take the payment, and then we have some people who have credit cards that have the option of international transaction, and we make the payments on their behalf, and then we actually provide memberships to everyone who are interested from our student branch. And so every year we have that membership campaign, and during that membership campaign we introduce how you can be part of IEEE. Whatever I have said now, you will find all those in a curated form during those campaigns, and I think you can look into that if you want to be a member.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you so much.
And
Oh, sorry, please continue.
in that respect, if anybody is interested to be a member, even now it is possible. You can be a member at any time of the year, but there is a specific time where IEEE gives us a good amount of discounts. Like this year, due to pandemic, 50% of the membership fee was reduced. So we got to be members, or we could renew our membership with half the amount that is normally required. So maybe if you want to be a member, you can choose that time, because that will give you more discounts and more financial backing. But apart from that, if you want to be a member at any time of the year, it's possible. And if you want any help from the IEEE SBDU, you can look for any of the people from the student branch executive committee. They will be always ready to help you in that regard. And you can also ask me, I can also help you in that process. But I think the people within the executive committee now are more active in that regard. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you so much. Participants, just like Bhaiya said, if any of you are interested to join IEEE and you are from University of Dhaka, we have our website, ieeesbdu.org, where you can contact us if you want to be a member. Or if you also prefer contacting us over Facebook, you can message our page, IEEE Student Branch, University of Dhaka. We will promptly get in touch with you and we'll help you along the way. Okay, so Bhaiya, I think we have another question. It is from Migdam Almad Rono. Bhaiya, how can an Xcom member raise funds for suppose a seminar they're trying to arrange?
Okay, now we usually have our own funds. That is, we have different workshops and events where we have some registration fee attached to it, and whatever the revenue that is generated from that event goes into our fund, and we use the money from that fund to organize different other events. So it's a cyclic process. We organize events, we generate revenue, and with that revenue we organize more events, and in this way it goes on. So we have our own funds to organize our events. Now suppose you are a new organizational unit, okay, and you do not have much funds to organize a seminar, or say a seminar. If you want to organize a seminar, you do not need that much of funds, I guess. But suppose you want to organize a competition or a challenge or a contest, that takes some good amount of funding for it, because you need to provide awards, you have many expenses in that. So for that, usually if the whole funding that you have is not enough, you can always look into IEEE SBDU to be your co-host, and then you can ask IEEE SBDU to provide some financial backing to your event. And apart from that, you can also have sponsors, different sponsors for your event. But for IEEE, there is one particular thing that you need to ensure if you have sponsors, is that the main theme of IEEE should be maintained. Suppose you are taking a sponsor for your event that is, that is promoting their agenda more than your agenda, then that is not actually acceptable in IEEE. In IEEE, we always go for humanitarian efforts. Okay, humanitarian and non-financial efforts. We want to make it more volunteering based rather than more financial based. Okay, it for the events that we do in IEEE, we don't think about making profits, making good financial revenue generations from it. Okay, we always think about organizing quality events that will help our student members, that will help our IEEE members, and so on. So whenever you are taking a sponsor, or whenever you are taking any financial help from any other source, you always need to ensure that whatever you are trying to promote, that is maintained throughout the event, and no other sponsors and no other sources of income will come and overshadow your agenda. Okay, like if you are hosting an event and that says IEEE leveraging technology for humanity, that is the tagline of your event. Now another suppose sponsor comes up, okay, like some other commercial sponsors or something, and they have their own tagline, and they ask you that, okay, you have to use this tagline for your event. You cannot do that, okay, because that undermines your authority, that undermines, that overshadows your agenda. So that is not acceptable in IEEE, and these are some of the things that you need to maintain if you want to raise funds. Okay, so that is one of the way you can go for sponsors. You can also put some good registration fee to your events, so that with the money that you collect, you can use that for your event. And that is basically it. That is some of the ways you can do it. And I think along the way you will find some other ways as well, but those are these are some of the recommended ways that I have already mentioned. And if you find something new, I think that can help you in the process.
Thank you so much, Bhaiya. I hope our participants have learned a lot. So the next question is from Sharam Mutasim Bhaiya. From your experience, have you found any cons to joining IEEE that you wish you knew before joining?
Wish I knew before joining? Not really, because the cons or the disadvantages or whatever you say, I already knew about those before joining IEEE. Like me being from Bangladesh and from not so much financially thriving situations, is that I always found the membership fee for IEEE to be very high, considering most of the students the financial situations that we are usually in. So I knew that before joining IEEE that this is a very hefty amount to give, but I also knew that I could get some benefits from it that will mitigate that amount, like that will actually give me a worth of that amount. Okay, so luckily, or you can say that thankfully, I could manage that. I could go into different conferences and join different contests and salvage a lot of financial aspects from it that I would not have been able to if I were not an IEEE member. Okay, so these are some of the this is one of the things that I knew before joining. Well, after joining, one thing I particularly had an issue with in IEEE is that sometimes the agenda becomes too limited. Okay, like if in an IEEE event there is a particular agenda, like say in a contest where it says that I will only allow IEEE members and no other members will be able to join that contest. So that actually limits the whole contest, right? Many other people who are not IEEE members will not be able to join the contest, and it becomes available to a only limited group of people. And similarly, there are some other events as well where the agenda only remains about IEEE. Okay, like suppose I want to organize an event regarding a particular research work. Okay, but being some IEEE members, some other people might think that, okay, I need to give my opinion in this one as well, because I am a leading personality in this group, or I am an expert in this field, so I need to have a say in this event as well. And the whole thing becomes solely focused on IEEE and some aspects of IEEE, and it takes away the limelight from the main agenda of the event, which was some other research work or something like that. So this is one of the cons to joining IEEE, I believe, that sometimes you become too structured, or you become too limited within the IEEE paradigm, and you cannot sometimes promote your own agenda or the collective agenda due to the constraints of IEEE. And I think this is a more advanced thing that I have just discussed about. Those who are part of IEEE executive committee, or those who have been IEEE members for some time now, will able to understand what I'm talking about. But if I have to summarize generally, so that is one of the cons that I would not like to have in IEEE.
Okay, Bhaiya, thank you so much for the answer. Participants, please, if you have any questions, you can ask them in the chat box or unmute yourselves. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you being here. Bhaiya, I had a question from your talk. So the journals that you mentioned, IEEE Explorer and all the esteemed journals, so they obviously carry a lot more weight than any other mediocre journal. So are the publications limited to IEEE members, or can anyone publish their findings in there? Or is there a preference for IEEE members?
No. Usually in most of the journals, or the journals are generally not rated in a way that it is whether it is IEEE or not. There are many non-IEEE high indexed journals as well, or journals with more weight. But what is important is that the journals are usually open. That is, journals are only concerned about your research work. It is not concerned about your affiliations to IEEE or not. But what IEEE actually helps you in that regard is that sometimes in IEEE based journals, if you are publishing to that journal, there is a certain amount of fee that you need to provide, okay, for your work to be published worldwide and so on. So if you are an IEEE member publishing in an IEEE based journal, so I think you are getting the sense of it, right? So you have some discounts in that. You have some, the amount is fairly reduced, and sometimes it's often free. In some cases, I got free publications to conferences because I had IEEE membership and I had IEEE connections or affiliations. Okay, and that is one of the benefits of if you're talking about IEEE based journals. And I think that is just a financial benefit, and that is not the only important thing that you need to be concerned about. There are more important aspects to it. If you are an IEEE member, and if you are trying to publish your work in an IEEE based journal, there are other IEEE members as well who have already published in that IEEE based journal or have some connections to it, and they can provide valuable remarks to your journal, right? They can provide valuable suggestions to your work, like maybe you should try this, maybe you should try that. And in that way, actually, it helps us to improve our work and have a better shot at publishing not only in IEEE based journals, in various high indexed journals as well. Okay, so the entire thing about IEEE is about networking and exposure, and bits and pieces of volunteering as well. Okay, if you can manage networking, if you can have a good network through IEEE, you can not even imagine, like the amount of benefits that you can have if you are looking forward to having a career in research or academia or industry in some cases. Okay, so I think that answers your question, that about the IEEE based journals and all.
Yes, Bhaiya, thank you. Thank you so much for shedding light on that matter. Please, participants, if you have any questions, you can ask.
So Bhaiya, I have a question.
Who is this?
Malisha. So
Oh,
my
oh.
question is, what kind of motivation had been worked for you for joining IEEE? And one more thing, from the participant list, I have seen that our former secretary Farhan Fuad Abir also presents here. So same question, for both of you. So firstly, Bhaiya, please tell us.
Okay, so I actually joined IEEE as a student member when, as I have already mentioned, in 2016 as a fresher in my first year at university. So the whole motivation towards it was very simple, that I wanted to be part of an organization. I wanted to know more about the people involved, know more about the work, the research that is done in my discipline, that is in electrical and electronic engineering and relevant fields. And there were some people who were connected to IEEE back in that time, and our faculty Atik sir was also actively involved with IEEE, and he also mentioned some of the benefits back in that time. And after all this, I also researched myself about IEEE. I went into their website and looked into some of the aspects, and I found that okay, maybe if I am not part of it, I may not be able to learn a lot of things that I would have if I am a member, right? If I am a member, I am exposed to a lot of organized materials, a lot of people who are actively involved in various fields of my domain, and who are doing a lot of innovative research works. I wanted to know about all that. When I was in, everyone in their first year is very enthusiastic, has a lot of energy in them, and they want to do everything. They want to do everything new. They want to start something new. So this felt something new to me. Like I, because in my college, in my school, I was not exposed to IEEE, right? I did not know that something like this existed. So in my first year, when I learned about this, I thought that okay, this can be something new where I will be able to learn a lot of things. So if I put it in a very broad perspective, the whole notion that I can learn something new, and I can be familiar with all the things, like all the aspects, starting from people to the works in my field, in my domain. Since I will be able to be familiar with them, that is why I wanted to join IEEE. That is where it started actually. Okay, so that was my motivation for it. And of course there are other benefits and things as well that I got to learn about it all the way. But initially, as a fresher, before joining, before getting exposed to everything, that was the first thing that came to my mind, that okay, this is something new. There is a lot of things within it, and I want to be familiar with all of them. Okay, whether I will continue as a member or not is for a later discussion, but at first I want to know what are those. So in order to know that, I actually joined, and from that it continued. So that was my inspiration. So my former secretary and uh, friend Farhan Fuad can share his experience, I guess.
Uh, so thank you, Bhaiya. So our
I
former
think
chair.
Fuad is unavailable, or
I
so
think Fuad bhai needs to unmute. Let me unmute.
Okay, I can unmute
Yes.
now. Hello, everyone. Okay, so I was having my dinner peacefully, and suddenly I heard my name, and okay. So I was the past secretary of IEEE Eastern Branch, University of Dhaka, and it was an amazing session, as I was hearing. So as per my motivation of joining the student branch, I would kind of answer this a little bit casually. Okay, so when I started my bachelor in University of Dhaka, I was working on some voluntary organizations, like humanitarian organizations, and in my college days and school days, I have been part of the science club and stuff. So naturally, I had a motivation of working in some voluntary organization when I am in my university days. But what happened is that being in Karjam, the opportunities, or at least the clubs like that staffs were a little bit actually, if I say it like this, I was first exposed to IEEE before any other clubs of University of Dhaka. So at first so yeah, the motivation came from there, that I want to do some voluntary works, and there it was, and international organizations. And of course, I heard about IEEE being an international voluntary organization. So my motivation of joining came plainly from that. And Siraj mentioned a lot of benefits that he considered before joining, but from my end, at that time, I just joined it because I wanted to do some voluntary works. And later, I learned about those benefits as well, along with my time with that organization. And one thing that really struck me and kept me from being engaged with this organization for such a long time is that I can actually work here, and the work environment here is that I can do and change some stuffs. As Siraj was mentioning in his slides, that if you want to avail the benefits, then you have to get it, right? So at first I joined the organization to work here as a volunteer, but with time, I discovered that I can actually contribute here as well. And in part of that, and in fact with Siraj, and we had a group of people, close group of people who worked here. So we regularly planned and brainstormed that what we want to do. And in our early days, we both were into robotics quite a lot. And so there was a group of people, all were part of IEEE, and we continuously told our seniors at that time, who were the executive members, to arrange these events or that events and that. So we actually availed some of those benefits via our continuous feedback sessions that we provided to our Xcom members. So yeah, we availed some benefits, and we made some changes in the in Dhaka, in the way that IEEE SBDU was operated back then, because we were trying to make some changes. So so that is plain and simple. Firstly, we tried to I tried to do some voluntary works. Then I discovered that, yeah, it is a good workplace and I can actually make some changes, and that's it. So personally, if you ask me that if I have availed some scholarship or some other benefits, I would just add one thing, that I'm actually applying for higher studies abroad. So when I'm writing my CV or mailing some professors, then the voluntary work here, that I was the secretary and treasurer of IEEE student branch for session this and that, it has a big value because everyone recognizes this organization. And if I would have worked in any local organization, maybe they wouldn't know about it. So yeah, I only got this benefit and peace of mind that I have worked in some volunteer organization. That's all for me. I guess it was a really casual one, but yeah, that was all.
Okay, so I want to give a big thank you to both of you, because I have got personally motivations and inspiration from both of you. Not only me, I think Sharat, Tasin, Bidhan, and not only IEEE, you both of you always helped us in paper publication or robotics and in many aspects of IEEE. So thank you very much. I think we have also a question in our chat list from Nusaiba. So the question is to Siraj Bhai, can we read IEEE journals or publications without being a member?
Okay, good question. So here, in case of IEEE Explore, that is the IEEE Digital Library, where you have all the conference publications, no journal publications, only conference publications in IEEE Explore. You need to log in as with your IEEE credentials. Okay, if you want to access the IEEE Explore. So yes, in order to access IEEE Explore, you need to be a member. Okay, but if in general you are talking about accessing any paper or any journal, I don't think it's necessary you need to be an IEEE member, okay? Because all the journals and most of the high index journals are open-ended for everyone to read, okay? Or with some or purchase, okay? There's no distinction, as I have already mentioned, that the journals don't consider your affiliations to IEEE or something else. They only think about your work and your research. So it's not necessary you need to have an IEEE membership. But yes, if you are wanting to or trying to access something within the IEEE domain, like IEEE Explore, which basically comes with IEEE membership, then yes, of course you need the membership, okay? Because that is the whole point of the membership, right? Because that is one of the benefits and features of your membership. But if you are looking for something open-ended, like there are many IEEE journals that are open-ended that does not consider your IEEE affiliations, that may only take into account your IEEE membership only if you are publishing something into it, right? Then it will give you a discount or help you publish in free. So only in that case it takes into account. But in general, I think without any membership you can still access it. And if you are talking about downloading something, okay, like if you are talking about like downloading journals or publications, then I think we all know how we do that, right? We don't really need IEEE membership for it or any other particular membership. We do it in a very specific way. So I think we all know that how. So of course, for downloading, you do not need any membership. And for reading, if the portal or the place where you are reading from is open-ended, then you do not need any membership as well. But if it is within an IEEE domain, then of course you need the membership for it. I hope that answers your question, Musaiba.
Bhai, I have one last question. IEEE Explorer is sometimes, I think it's not accessible for all. If I log in with my IEEE ID, then I want to log in IEEE Explorer, then I got a paper, and then I was able to only read the abstract. Then when I was trying to read the full paper, they asked me to log in. And whenever I log in, they asked me to log in with my institutional email. And after that, when I do log in with my institutional email, and they said, no, you are not able to read the paper. And I don't know why.
Oh,
Can you
yeah,
please explain?
there is one particular problem, and it basically starts with our institutional email. Okay, it happened in many of the other people as well reported this case that they are not able to read or so read the full materials from IEEE Explore, and even the institutional emails are not working. And that I only found that for our university for some reason. Some of my other friends from other university, they said that it's all okay. Whenever I ask someone else about this, they all said that this is actually not a problem because IEEE Explore always comes with IEEE membership. But I don't know, for some reason with our institutional mail, I think there's something with it, or there's some issue. But I think the better way in all this is that you look into IEEE Explore. Okay, you there's no problem in accessing IEEE Explore, right? You can, if you, even if it is abstract, you can access the whole you can access the paper. That is, you can get the DOI of the paper, or you can get the link for the paper, right? And then the way you download papers, you basically copy that link and do what you have to do in order to download, right? I guess you know what I'm talking about. So
Yes, I understand.
yeah, so that is the way you can do it. Even if you can't read the whole thing in IEEE Explore, owing to the inconveniences for our institutional email or any other reason, it should not be a problem. Okay, don't let that hold you back. Just take the link, okay, or the DOI, and then download it in the way that most of us usually do. So I think that will be all. Then you do not need to worry about IEEE Explore and institutional emails and all that inconveniences.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Okay, and anything else? Anyone?
So I think no more question. We can end the session now. Before ending the session, Siraj Bhai, thank you so much for your time. And as a senior, you always give us inspirations and motivation. So thank you so much, Bhaiya, for definitely for your time. And I want to also give my thank you, Abrar Zarif, Abdullah Sajid, and Mohammad Ruman Khandokar for conducting this session properly. And Koshik, Munima Tasnim, Sharon Mutasim, thank you so much. So I think we can end this session now. Thank you so much. And
Okay. Thank you for for this opportunity to actually be on the other side of things for once, and I hope you guys will be able to do well with your future events. And I really have good expectations from all of you. And I had the privilege to actually work with all of you, work with most of you when I was part of the executive committee, and I sincerely believe that you guys will be able to do good in your tenure. And I hope and I really hope that you will be able to maintain the standard or the quality or ideals that IEEE deserves, or IEEE SBDU deserves. Okay, and do ensure that you guys go for a recreational tour. Okay, because we could not due to the pandemic, but I think if things get sorted in the coming days, do ensure that.
Thank you so much, Bhaiya. So definitely a bunch of enthusiastic people are in IEEE now. So definitely we can do something better. And definitely your help or always you, Fad Bhai, and definitely always helps us. So we can do better. Thank you, Bhaiya.
All right, so goodbye then for today, and thank you again.